in the news for good, positive things. And what's one such ambassador is Stacey Fru. I have spoken to her, I think it was 2 years ago or last year. I'm just trying to think when I seen, and already she left an indelible mark on me, and I think on all our listeners and everybody who's come into contact with her is the young dynamic Stacey Fru. So let me just check if we have Stacey on the line. Good afternoon, Stacey, and welcome to Inspired Afternoons on Salam Media.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me on the show.
Stacey, you just find ways and ways and ways for us to keep you a regular here by way of your accomplishments, your achievements, your accolades that just go on and on. I thought maybe you know what you'll die down, but you carry on making these huge impressions and continue to be current and influence everybody in a positive way. So where do you get the energy and how do you do this? Because now workload at school, I'm sure, is increasing. Life is happening. There's so many other things happening, but yet you just determined and focused.
Most of my energy from the people that support me, because without their support, I wouldn't be able to continue doing the activities that I do within the foundation, and it's in my writing work as well. But I also think that I get my support from the people that have impacted and the future that I can see myself impacting many more other people.
Okay, so you just tell us now, you know what, let me just read this out for people who are maybe in a hole somewhere and you just awaken or got out of your hole or you were hibernating. And now let me just tell you a little bit of Stacey Fru is a young author. I think 9 years old was your first book, Scary Cats. Were you 9? Six?
I
How old?
wrote my first book when I was 7, and it was
7.
published when I was 8.
8, and that was Scary Cats, right?
Yes, that was Smelly Cat.
Smelly. Oh, I'm so sorry. My apologies here. I don't know why Scary Cats. Well, Smelly Cats. And from then, Stacey has just gone on to write more publications. Um, she scoops her 4th international award in 19 months. So out of 100 entries and stiff competition and also very stern judges, you've just been awarded your latest award. Can you just tell us about this award and what were you acknowledged for?
The latest award I won was for an international African conference, and the award was for being a young entrepreneur. So basically, the work I do surrounding my foundation, but also within my writing and my book sales as well, is what actually got me eligible for to be able to win this award. And it was a great experience. The online webinar was very informative, and there was an array of people from over 60 countries around the world.
Yes, so it was the Outstanding Young African Entrepreneur Award, and you represented South Africa and won it for 2020. Congratulations on
Thank
behalf
you.
of everybody at Salam Media. We're so proud of you because you keep the South African flag flying, and really, really, we're proud of you because you are true inspiration and ambassador for our country at such a young, impressionable age. And then you were also a recipient of the Global Child Prodigy India Award in January 2020. Tell me a little bit about that award.
Yeah, so the Global Child Prodigy Award was awarded in India, and I actually did fly over to India to receive the award. It was an amazing experience because there were so many other children like me. I think there were 100 other child prodigies who were actually awarded the award for the year of 2020. So it was a good experience getting to meet so many other young children, because normally when I go on events around South Africa, I'm usually the only child at this event. So being at an event with so many children really uplifted me and gave me hope for the future of our generation.
Yes, tell me, was this like an open-ended child project? You obviously came because of your foundation, your entrepreneurial spirit, and also as an accomplished author. What was the criteria to be nominated in the Global Child Prodigy Awards?
Um, so the criteria was basically being under 15 years old, and you had to be doing something exceptional within your form of talent. So it wasn't only academics or intellectuality. It was all things from tattoo artists to a skateboarder to a paleontologist, writers, activists, global climate activists. So all these different things, which you could have been eligible to be awarded for, but you also had to be doing it for a period of time and sort of exceed in your category or country.
Okay, and then in September 2019, you were recipient of the Pan-African Award for literary work in Ghana. And did you make the trip personally to receive your award there in
Yes,
Ghana?
I did. I did. Yeah.
Okay, so this is now like part of your life, going up there and being acknowledged and being a recipient, and yeah, it's like it's one of those. I'm sure at home the woodwork has to be always building new things to keep all these awards and accolades, and I think you need a room by now.
Yeah, we are trying to fix a space in the house to sort of prop everything up. Yes.
And no, and I'm not done yet, because in that was September. Let's just go a little back to March 2019.
Yes.
You were a recipient of a presidential award by the president of Egypt as the most influential African Arab youth. Wow, wow, what an
Hmm.
honor!
It was a really good experience because getting awarded by a president in person was an extreme first for me. And also going to Egypt was my first time leaving South Africa. So it was an amazing experience, just experiencing these new things and new cultures and different things like that.
Oh, and there was their criteria, or how did they come to know about Stacey Fru and her accomplishments and things like that? Did somebody nominate you?
Till this day, we still don't know how we actually got in touch with the World Youth Forum, and it's sort of like a quite mess up because no one from the foundation nominated me, and the person who obviously did hasn't reached out for us and for us to give our thanks. So it is still unknown how we got into contact.
Well, you're making such waves that people even are you becoming noticed by presidents of countries in the who's who in the world. And I mean, really, that speaks volumes in terms of your hard work and dedication. Yes, you know what? I always uh, I always tell all my students, in my own children, I said, when you see awards, also when you see accolades by uh, e- uh, even sporting personalities, when you see the likes of the Messis and the Ronaldos winning the world awards and that, but that is just the end of it. It was a long,
Mm,
long, long journey before that.
true.
I remember doing research on Ronaldo, and leaving home at the age of 12, uh, the comfort of his home, going to Porto, away from the family, having to prove themselves. Because I just seen a documentary recently on Barcelona, where Messi entered at 13 years old. And one of the players there, Xavi, who said, getting to the top is like a pyramid. We
Mm,
start with
yeah.
thousands of hopefuls. Scouts go and pick thousands of hopeful, and then only 50 make the cut to come to Barcelona, to the new camp. And then from those 50, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and maybe only 10 make it. But it takes uh, practice upon practice, hours of crafting in, hone in your skill, and it takes perseverance, maybe a couple of failures along the way, some bad days. And I mean, your journey, now we're seeing the final products and the fruits of your labor. But tell us a little
Mm.
bit about the effort you have to put in uh, to reach this level, to be acknowledged. Because what grade are you now currently, Stacey?
I'm in grade 8.
So you're only in grade 8. You've just
Yes.
entered high school.
Mm,
Yeah. And then you have your extramurals, you have lots of things going on in your life,
mm,
but yet you show maturity beyond your years. And then just tell us the behind the scenes of how do you manage
yeah.
everything.
I mean, as I'm speaking to you now, I'm still at school attending extra classes. And so the behind the scenes work is quite a lot because now it's exam season for, I'm sure, most children in high school. So now having to juggle studying for the exams, because I also did miss classes previously to attend other events, and I also recently started speaking at schools again. So having to catch up on this missed work, also juggle my writing, the certain things I have to do for the foundation, and I also do other extramurals, such as I play the guitar, or I'm currently learning how to play the guitar. So a lot of it has like piled up and there's a whole ton of stress. But I think I get through it because I know that I have to do this in order to achieve the end goal at the end of the line. And like you were saying, that it takes a lot for you, because you always start at the bottom and you climb the ranks, you reach the top. And currently I'm still climbing, so I still think I have a long way to go until I've actually achieved my end goal, along with the success of my foundation.
Where do you get the ideas to write the plot, the scenery, the atmosphere? Where does that all come from? Do you have a special place that you go and write from, or where does your inspiration come from?
Well, I think my inspiration comes when I'm inspired. There's no specific thing that I do to make me feel inspired. There's no specific place where I could stay or sit to make me feel the zeal to write. But I think that music does play a big role in how I feel at the time, and what I listen to also sort of makes up what I write. So if I'm listening to a lot of slow music that makes you sad, then my writing would be a little bit sad. If I'm listening to something more upbeat, then obviously I would have a positive outlook and I'd write something certainly happy.
And I'm just thinking that you use your time productively, because to get everything in a 24-hour day, as you've said, you're currently at school. So basically the regular, studious, diligent student, but over and above that, you're running the Stacey Fru Foundation, and then you're still writing. You have to work with publishers. I mean, to publish a book is all about marketing and strategy. You have to be an entrepreneur. It's not just about, oh, I've written the book, because that's just phase one. Phase two is to get it published. It must have an appeal. You must be able to market it. Obviously, it has to have a market appeal because you need to sell books. So, I mean, you're an entrepreneur at the same time. You directed a foundation that wants to do good, and then you're still a regular school pupil who just entered being a teenager in your teenage years. So, I salute you, because I mean, that
Thank
such
you
a
so much.
young person like yourself has this mentality and this work ethic that is beyond your years.
Thank you so much.
So what do you do to relax, sleep?
I do like sleeping a lot, but the thing with me is that I don't sleep for a long time. I think the thing is that my body is accustomed to wake up at the same time to go to school every day. So even on weekends, I would usually wake up at around 5:30, 6 o'clock. So to rest, I think there's nothing I really do that I put myself in and say rest. Maybe I'll take a nap here and there, even though I don't really enjoy them, but I have no sort of mode, rest mode.
Oh, I so love you. I'm going to adopt you as my daughter, because, and one of my students, because you know what? You're the one of the teenagers that buck the trend. You don't use this word. When I see them just idling, they say they're chilling. We're just chilling, and this chilling goes on and in. I know all the teenagers are going to start egging me or putting a thumbs down on our Facebook feeds here because I'm saying this. But yes, because I find many teenagers, I see them they're just being idle. And when I ask them what they're doing, they say they're just chilling, and chilling seems to be like the fashionable thing to do. And I just feel, what a waste of productive time. And I'm so I'm so pleased that chilling is not in your vocabulary.
Well, I don't know. I don't chill. I'm not very sociable with the people in my school environment. I don't really go out with friends or do anything like that. So the majority of my time is spent at home. So I wouldn't really say that it's a bad thing to be chilling. I mean, I would like to go out now and then, but since I don't have the privilege, then I never really get to do the so-called chilling. So I don't think it's bad that they are chilling. I just feel like it's a good thing to do here and there because there is a lot of stress with school. So taking a chill now and then.
Okay, operative word, taking a chill. Operative word, now and then. You heard it from Stacey. Now and then, not majority of the time, is you heard it.
Yeah.
It's now and then. And I love what you said. The privilege. You don't really have the time of the privilege to chill it. Wow, wow, wow. Bravo. I wish more teenagers could take a leaf out of your book or page out of your book and say, you know what, chilling for me is a privilege. I just love that. And I thank you for joining us. I mean, giving off your valuable, precious time and chatting to us and allowing us the privilege to acknowledge you and acknowledge your accomplishments. And I can feel your energy, and I know you're not going anymore. In fact, you're climbing up the pyramid, and there's only one way for you, is to the top. So I know I'm going to be speaking to you in the future as you make waves, as you make headlines, as you continue to represent South Africa both nationally and internationally. And we wish you success. We wish
Thank
you
you.
good health and prosperity. And there's always a platform for you on Salam Media should you ever wish to promote any of your achievements and accomplishments and
Thank
go
you
well.
so much.
And also, thank your parents for me because it's
Yes,
through
I
their
will.
love and support. Yeah. I've met your mom the last time round, so thank her and tell her that we're so proud that she continues in your dad, that they continue to support your endeavors and continue to
Okay.
keep and continue to keep you grounded because you're always accessible, you're always available, and may you stay humble and grounded.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I hope that you and the listeners have a great afternoon going forward.
Likewise, and that was the young, dynamic Stacey Fru, continuing to inspire us and continuing to contribute positively both nationally and internationally. Let's take a
Thank you.
short pleasure. Let's take a short break, and then it's competition time.
What makes Randery Jewelers the optimum place for your memorable gift? Is it our range of exclusive, high-end, luxurious jewellery? Or is it our master craftsmanship of all your bespoke jewellery needs? We believe it's because at Randery Jewelers, we know just how to make your special moments last forever. Whether it's for a wedding, anniversary,